All right, so we're going to talk about Arkansas quarterback Taylen Green, talk about 3 or 4 keys for him to have success against Tennessee's defense. And look, I know it's a tall ask going up against a defense like Tennessee, and it seems like it's the same story every week for Taylen Green. Avoid bad mistakes, eliminate these boneheaded decisions, don't turn over the ball, right? But we're still going to talk about the keys. We're still going to talk about Taylen Green. But before we talk about Green, let's talk about this Tennessee defense and talk about what makes them so dangerous, what has made them so successful so far this season. At the end of the video, or I guess in a few minutes, we're going to look at some clips of Tennessee's defense and then look at some clips of Taylen Green and some plays to avoid and some plays that he needs to make. But before we do that, I want to talk about Tennessee's defense and then Green. So watching Tennessee's defense, the one word that comes to mind is chaos. They want to create chaos, but not just to have chaos. They want that chaos to lead to bad mistakes from the quarterback, which has happened often so far. Against Oklahoma, they had 36 pressures out of the 45 dropbacks. They got a ton of pressure on Oklahoma's quarterbacks, and that led to 1 interception, 2 interceptions, led to fumbles, led to a lot of turnovers for Oklahoma. Against NC State, they didn't get as much chaos, but they still had over Grayson McCall's 28 dropbacks. They got pressure on half of those, and that led to 3 sacks. It led to a pick 6. It led to a fumble, maybe even 2 fumbles, if I remember correctly. So it was the chaos by Tennessee's defense that has led to turnovers. And so if you look at Taylen Green, what he has struggled with has been turning the ball over. It's almost like Green fits this Tennessee defense perfectly, right? At least according to the first quarter of the season. So just to recap Tennessee's defense, they want to create chaos. They're going to try to get pressure. They do blitz a fair amount, between 40 to 45% of passing dropbacks, at least against NC State and Oklahoma. They blitz. They want to try to confuse the defense or confuse the quarterback, create chaos, and have that lead to the quarterback making a mistake, right? So if you're Taylen Green, how do you improve, right? I feel like it's the same story, different week, like we talked about. But the biggest thing here is you just can't turn the ball over. Easier said than done. I know it's cliche, but if you turn the ball over against Tennessee and you give them extra possessions, man, like, you got no shot in this game. So you have to play an extremely clean game. That's point and key number 1. And it's been the same key these past few weeks. You have to eliminate these bad mistakes. You have to improve pocket awareness and find ways to stay out of obvious passing downs. Number 2, you got to hit your open receivers. If you keep missing open receivers, Tennessee's going to make you pay whenever they have the ball. Now, I would rather you miss open receivers and throw an interception, but to win this game, you're going to have to not turn the ball over, and you're going to have to hit open receivers. And then number 3, focus on the simple plays. The simple plays keeps drives alive. You got to avoid these mistakes that we talked about, but simple plays, get the ball out quickly. Number 4, how do you do all this? Well, I think relying more on play action and some screens. And we talked about that the past few weeks. And I think early in the game against A&M, that was the game plan. You saw them get the ball out quickly. You saw some screens. You saw some rollouts, some play actions from Green to Satinia. Like, you saw them try to get Green comfortable. And then I think you got into some bad situations, some 3rd and longs, and you kind of got away from that, right? So out of all of Green's dropbacks, less than 20% have been off play action. So I want to get play action. I want to get the bootleg involved, and he's just more comfortable off play action. All 5 of his interceptions have come off a straight drop back pass. Now, I know he's thrown more off those type of passes, but still, he hasn't thrown a pick off play action, right? So just to recap Green, we're about to watch some of the film and talk about or demonstrate the keys. It goes without saying, you can't turn the ball over against Tennessee. You have to avoid these boneheaded mistakes. If you don't, you'll lose. You have to hit open receivers, key number 2. Number 3, simple plays, keep drives alive. That kind of goes hand in hand with number 2 as far as hitting open receivers. Number 4, I'd like to see some more play action. I do think it can help create some easy throws. So with that said, let's go ahead and watch just a clip or 2 of Tennessee's defense and look at the chaos that they can create and how it leads to turnovers. Then let's look at Taylen Green, maybe a clip or 2 of Green, some plays that we think he needs to make and some plays he needs to avoid for Arkansas to win this game. And as always, we do a lot of SEC quarterback content. So if you're an SEC fan, please consider subscribing to the channel. But with that said, let's go ahead and look at some of the film. Let's look at 2 clips of Tennessee's defense first. Then we'll look at 2 plays to avoid if you're Taylen Green. But I want to show 2 examples of Tennessee's defense. And at the beginning of the video, we talked about the pressure Tennessee was able to get on Oklahoma and the pressure they got at NC State. So this first example is going to be an interception off Arnold, but he's not even pressured per se, but it's the pressure that has led up to this point that I think forces the quarterback to make a bad, ill-advised throw, because he just forces this ball. There's really no one here. So Tennessee only brings, let's see, 3 here, right? They have 3 guys, so they're dropping 8 here. They do crowd the line of scrimmage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They have 8 guys all within, 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. But only a few guys out running routes, and you'll see Arnold just forces it here. So even though they don't get pressure here, like this is one of the times that they actually didn't get pressure. I guess you can technically maybe count this as pressure, but he had a lot of time to go through his reads. Let's see. Sorry, let me go ahead. Okay. Again, broadcast footage, I got to go slow motion, and he just forces this ball here. There's no one. I mean, yeah, there's no reason to throw this type of ball over here, right? So, like we talked about Tennessee, they create chaos, and that chaos so far has led to positive plays for the defense, negative plays for the quarterback. Okay, so Grayson McCall is out of the picture. I apologize against the broadcast footage, but we're going to see how pressure gets to McCall, and this is a forced fumble here from the Tennessee's defense. Again, another example of just Tennessee causing chaos, only bringing 4. Their defensive line up front is very good. Like we talked about, they've blitzed strategically when needed, but they've been able to get pressure just with 4 too. If you're Arkansas's O-line, or the OC, if you're Petrino, you're going to try to protect their own line somehow, right? But anyways, they get 4, they get pressure, McCall, they get a fumble, careless with the ball. Again, huge. Taylen Green, got to take care of the ball, take care of the ball, take care of the ball. Just 2 examples here, and we could have shown more examples, more interceptions, more fumbles, or we could have shown more clips of maybe how to have success. But these are the biggest things you want to avoid. If you avoid any turnovers against Tennessee, I think you're going to have a chance. If you turn the ball over and give them an extra possession, it's going to be hard to win. So clip number 1 I want to show from Green, and I'm just going to show 2 clips of Green, and it's going to be the 2 type of plays you have to avoid. 1, improve on. This play you're going to want to improve on. The second clip is going to be what you want to avoid. And we talked about the Green. I think play action, screens, getting him outside of the pocket can all be beneficial, but I think it comes down to avoiding turnovers. Number 1, having better pocket awareness, having better pocket feel. So A&M brings, let's rewind it here. And this may not be on Green the sack, but you still have to have a better feel. So A&M only brings 5. You have 6 to protect. So someone did not pick up this outside backer. Now, if it was 6v5, then that's Green's guy. But it looks like the right tackle probably should have had him. But regardless, even though it was on the offensive line, you still have to have some feel here. Now, Green's able to get the ball back, or the offensive lineman gets it back. It was a fumble here. But he did have, was it 2 lost fumbles in this game, 3 total fumbles, 2 lost fumbles and interceptions. So you have to avoid these type of plays. You can't give Tennessee the ball, and especially like this. So improving pocket awareness is number 1 if you want to beat Tennessee. Clip 2 that you're going to have to avoid is these interceptions, forcing the ball downfield. Live to fight another day if you're Green. So this is Green rolling out. And like we talked about, all of Green's interceptions, he's thrown 5 picks. Every single one has come off a straight back throw. That's why I want to get some play action involved. I think it can help Green. And Green's defense, right? It's not all on Green by any means. Like A&M brings 3, and they're getting pressure on him. Now, he does a good job escaping, but then you have to avoid what you do after this. This was forcing the pick. Here it's 14-14, 90 seconds left in the second quarter, and force the pick here. So you have to avoid these type of mistakes. Number 1, improved pocket awareness. Number 2, let me move me out of this way. Excuse me. Number 2, okay, let's see. Number 2, avoid these type of throws, right? If you avoid these throws, if you don't have any interceptions, you play a clean game, you're probably going to be in the game, because I'm not going to be surprised if you have a home run play or 2. You're good for at least 1 or 2 huge plays a game, but it's not good enough to win so far. We have to eliminate these type of plays. So if you're an Arkansas fan, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. 1, what do you think Green needs to do against Tennessee's defense? I know I just showed the clips he needs to avoid, but there's some other plays he needs to do and do well to win. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below if you are an Arkansas fan. If you're a Tennessee fan, let me know your thoughts as well. We have a Tennessee video that we're putting out too about Nico. So as always, thank you for watching. And if you're an SEC quarterback fan or Arkansas fan, please like, share, and subscribe. It helps the channel grow. We put out a lot of SEC QB content. Keep following us along. We'll see you next time. Peace.